बाहर हो गया तो और मुझे भी कह रहा है, कह रहा सोओगे। अब मैंने उसको एंड किया, नई मीटिंग लॉन्च करी है, ठीक है। इसका मैं किसी को लिंक नहीं दिया अभी, मैं आपको भेज रहा हूँ व्हाट्सएप पे। पहले अपने लोगों को ज्वाइन कराएंगे, उसके बाद देखेंगे, ठीक है। मेरी बात समझ आई? नहीं नहीं, वो बंद हो जाएगी, एंड हो गई है। हाँ हाँ, वो चल रही है, वो 40 मिनट कर रहा था उनके, वो नहीं ना हुए। किसको? चल चल ठीक है, मैं पहले मैसेज भेज रहा हूँ जरा आपको, ठीक है। ईमेल है मेरी सबकी, काम एक दिन में रहता, गूगल मीट पे एक ईमेल डाल के भेज देंगे बस। देखो एक टाइम की मैंने किया, सारी क्लासें पहले शेड्यूल है। क्लासें का प्राय क्लासों में कोई पुरानी हानि होती है हमें, एक मीटिंग बनानी होगी शेड्यूल होगी। अच्छा जी बैठ ना, बैठ जा 2 मिनट। बच्चे परेशान हो गए, अच्छा मैं सोचा सारे ज्वाइन करना ना, मैं पहले सेटिंग पे जा। पंकज मैं जाऊँ पर आपके पास कुछ चाहिए और अब मेरे बच्चे निकल गए होंगे मेरे स्कूल के सारे यार, पहले इन्हें करेंगे जाएंगे काम भी याद है। अच्छा आज मैथमेटिक्स डे पे कर रहे हो? हाँ हाँ, तू भी करने लगा था? देखते कैसे चल रहा। पास कोड है, मीटिंग कोड है। मीटिंग आईडी 8352 1 2 3 4। एडमिट करो ना, वो देखो पंकज मनसोत्रा। नहीं नहीं, जियो टीवी पे आई मेरे को मैसेज लिख रहा है, तो जियो थोड़े गए, वरना कुछ नहीं बनना उसको। देखो तू पे करना, तू पे करना। जो बोलेगा वो आगे ही लेगा। अभी सबकी माइक ऑफ है। मेरा तो आ गया। हाँ मुझे आप नहीं, हम करो।
हाँ मैंने बंद कर दिया।
सपना डिस्कनेक्ट हो गया जी?
हाँ जी, डिस्कनेक्ट हो गया।
कोई बात नहीं। जो कॉल द नेक्स्ट, इसका नेट कमजोर होगा। जो कॉल द नेक्स्ट कैंडिडेट।
Okay, next participant is Nikhil Sharma, 7th semester.
निखिल,
Nikhil,
जस्ट मिनट। निखिल अनम्यूट करो बच्चा अपने आप को। निखिल अनम्यूट योरसेल्फ। वीडियो अगर किसी के पास घर में 2G या सिंपल, आप वीडियो ऑन नहीं करो बच्चा, ऐसे बोलो। बोलो बच्चा। निखिल अगर नेट घर में नेट वीक है तो आप वीडियो बंद करके बोल सकते हो। सपना जी डिस्कनेक्ट हो गया क्या?
सर वो अनम्यूट के लिए बोल रहा है।
अच्छा, एक मिनट। निखिल अनम्यूट करो। निखिल अनम्यूट करो बच्चा।
Yes, sir.
हाँ बोलो बच्चा।
Good afternoon to everyone. Myself, Nikhil Sharma. I just completed my graduation with the BSc Honors Mathematics, and now I am here to speak on Srinivasan Ramanujan. So, Srinivasan, his full name was Srinivasan Iyengar Ramanujan, born on 22nd December 1887 in Erode, Madras, now in Tamil Nadu. Although he has no formal training in pure mathematics, he contributed to mathematical analysis, number theory, infinite series, continued fraction. Independently compiled 3,900 results, mostly attentions and equations that were mostly completely novel. His original, highly conventional results such as Ramanujan prime, Ramanujan theta function, partition formulae, and mock theta function. Nearly all his claims have now been proven correct. He was also awarded as a Fellow of Royal Society in 1918, Fellow of Trinity College. A journal named a journal was also published in his name as Ramanujan Journal in 1997 to publish his work in the areas of mathematics influenced by Ramanujan. So, what does Ramanujan credited to his mathematical knowledge? Ramanujan credited his substantial mathematical capabilities to his divine grace and said that the mathematical knowledge he displaced was revealed to him by his family goddess. So, obviously, such a genius can get from divine itself. So all his life was full of tragedy. Let me explain to you. He was born on 1887. After that, he was first child, and after that, his three siblings died. In 18 December 1889, he was encountered with smallpox, and on that very region, Tanjavur, 4,000 children died. In 1892, he was exposed to school where he don't want to go. Generally, children don't want to go, and avoided attending school. So his parents posted a local constable to check if he's going to school or not. Before turning 10 years old age, uh, he scored highest in the district. Then he entered higher school, encountered formal mathematics for the first time. When he was 11 years old, he has two college students living in his house, and he was sharing some mathematical work with them, and has produced reasonable outputs than them. After that, he studied a book named named as Advanced Trigonometry by S.L. Loni, and he mastered this book at the age of 13. Such a child he was. At the age of 14, he got merit certificates and academic awards from his school. In 1902, he was known to he came across how to solve cubic equations, and later he developed his own method for quadratic. 1903, at the age of 16, he first encountered a book known as A Synopsis of Elementary and Pure Mathematics by J.S. Carr. In that book, there were 5,000 theorems, and this is known to be a turning point of his life. Next year, he studied Bernoulli number and Euler and calculator Euler Mascheroni constant up to 15 decimals, and produced novel results. He he then took admission in the college and failed three times. He took admission and failed. After that, he continued, and in 1910 met India, founder of Indian Mathematical Society, and began to get recognized in mathematical circles in Madras, and then that leads to institution as a research in the University of Madras. He, and at that time he was such a poor that he had to starve sometime. So he continued his work, and in 1911 published his first of his paper in Journal of Indian Mathematical Society. He continued his work, and in 1914 he wrote letter to a professor named as G.H. Hardy in Trinity College with his some results. And what G.H. Hardy said is, I had never seen something as anything in the least like them before. A single look at them is enough to show that they could be only written by a mathematician of highest class. They must be true, because if they weren't true, no one would have the imagination to invent them. So that was the words of G.H. Hardy. Ramanujan contributed and studied in uh, studied Riemann series, elliptical integrals, hypergeometric series, functional equations of zeta functions, and his own theory of divergence series. He also have some contributions as Ramanujan function, also known as Ramanujan tau function, Hardy Ramanujan number, which is 1729. That is the number which can be smallest number possible, which can be written as numbers of sum of cubes of two numbers, that is 12 and 1 and 9 and 10. So that was his work. And now let us see what other mathematicians have to say on this. So a well-known physicist Michio Kaku said S. Ramanujan was the strangest man in the all of his mathematics, probably in the entire history of science. John Littlewood, colleague of G.H. Hardy, said that every positive integer is one of Ramanujan's personal friends. And although Ramanujan said that an equation means nothing to me unless it expresses thought of God, his teachers, when he was completed his school, said that an A plus or 100% wouldn't do to rate him. So that was his most profound said quote was he sometimes spoke of zero as the symbol of absolute, that is the reality to which no qualities can be attributed, which cannot be defined or described by words, and which is completely beyond the reach of human mind. And he doesn't have any formal language, formal degree. So because he didn't completed college, and he was awarded as Bachelor of Science degree in 1916 by research in Trinity College, and he was the second Indian to be Fellow of Royal Society and Fellow of Trinity College. And his colleague J.H. Hardy compared him to Jacobi and Euler. So that's the beauty of that mathematician, and now we are celebrating National Mathematics Day. So thank you.
So thank you, Nikhil.
Thank
Now I welcome our former coordinator and HOD, Department of Mathematics, Digital Science Scholar, Professor Raj Prahania. He has joined us. Thank you, sir, for accepting our invitation and joining us. So, Sapna, you carry on and unmute yourself. Sapna, unmute. Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah, bolo.
Okay, our next participant is Akanksha Gupta from third semester.
Akanksha Gupta, unmute karo bacha. You unmute yourself. Yeah, speak.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Akanksha Gupta, and I am going to speak about the great Indian mathematician Bhaskaracharya. So, here I begin with his birth and family. He was born in Bijapur in Karnataka in the year 1114 in a Brahmin family of scholars and mathematicians. He learned mathematics from his father, Maheshwara, and later on passed on his learnings to his son, Lokshamudra. Lokshamudra's son set up a school in 1207 for the study of Bhaskara's writing. Now, coming back to Bhaskaracharya, he is said to have been the head of an astronomical observatory in Ujjain, which was the leading mathematical center of medieval India. History records that his great-great-great-grandfather held a hereditary post as a court scholar, and Bhaskaracharya maintained the family reputation as well. Now, I would like to throw some light on his writings. His main work, Siddhant Shiromani, is divided into 4 parts called Leelavati, Bij Ganit, Grah Ganit, and Gol Adhyay, which are also
आकांक्षा आप अनम्यूट हो गए हो.
सर पता नहीं क्या हुआ.
हाँ, करो बोलो आप, कोई बात. You continue.
Now, I would like to throw some light on his writings. His main work, Siddhant Shiromani, is divided into 4 parts called Leelavati, Bij Ganit, Grah Ganit, and Gol Adhyay, which are also considered sometimes as 4 independent works. These 4 sections deal with arithmetic, algebra, mathematics of the planets, and spheres, respectively. Bhaskaracharya is popularly known in the discovery of the principles of differential calculus and its application to astronomical problems and computations. He was perhaps the first to conceive the different coefficient and differential calculus. Bhaskaracharya gave the proof of the famous Pythagorean theorem. Also, the solutions of the quadratic, cubic, and quartic indeterminate equations are explained by him in his pedagogy. He gave the preliminary concept of mathematical analysis. Bhaskaracharya calculated the derivatives of trigonometric functions and formulas. Traces of the general mean value theorem, along with its special case, that is, Rolle's theorem, are also found in his works. His contents include the property of zero, including division and rules of operations with zero. He estimated the value of pi. He was the first to recognize that a positive number has two square roots, that is, a positive square root and a negative square root. His work is outstanding for its systemization, improved methods, and the new topics which he introduced. Furthermore, his Leelavati contains excellent problems and is thought to concern with the mechanical application of the methods. Unfortunately, the leading mathematician of the 12th century died in the year 1185, probably in Ujjain, leaving a tremendous set of inventions and his writings behind. So here I end my research on Bhaskaracharya. Have a great day and a better tomorrow. Stay safe and stay healthy. Thank you, everyone.
थैंक यू बच्चा। सपना, I think Sapna had disconnected. So next candidate is just a minute. श्रेया फ्रॉम फिफ्थ सेमेस्टर। श्रेया, आपको अनम्यूट कर रहे हैं हम। यू अनम्यूट योरसेल्फ। श्रेया, I think it is Shriya, fifth semester, but Shriya is not here. Then Neha Thakur. नेहा ठाकुर, बच्चा अनम्यूट करो अपने आप को, अनम्यूट करो नेहा।
Yes, sir.
हाँ बच्चा, हाँ स्टार्ट जो।
Good afternoon, everyone. Myself Neha Thakur of 5th semester, Department of Mathematics. I feel honored to have been given the opportunity to speak for the topic Indian legends in mathematics. My topic for this conference is Srinivasa Ramanujan. His full name was Srinivasa Ramanujan Iyengar. He was born on 22nd December 1887 in Erode, India, a small village in the southern part of the country. Shortly after this birth, his family moved to Kumbakonam, where his father worked as a clerk in a clothes shop. Ramanujan was a child prodigy and mathematical genius. The greatest thing about him probably is how he turned out to be this amazing mathematician despite having little or no formal outside exposure to advanced mathematics. He possessed an incredibly amazing intuition of numbers, fractions, and infinite series, possibly like no other mathematician ever did. Ramanujan attended the local grammar school and high school and early on demonstrated an affinity for mathematics. When at age 15, he obtained an out-of-date book called Synopsis of Elementary Results in Pure and Applied Mathematics. At the end of high school, the strength of his schoolwork was such that he obtained a scholarship to the government college in Kumbakonam. But Ramanujan's greatest asset proved also to be his Achilles heel. He lost his scholarship to both the government college and later at the University of Madras because his devotion to math caused him to let his other courses fall by wayside with little in the way of prospects. In 1999, he sought government unemployment benefits. In 1912, Ramanujan was able to secure a low-level post as a shipping clerk with the Madras Port Trust. Around this time, Ramanujan had become aware of the work of British mathematician G.H. Hardy, who himself had been something of a young genius, with whom he began a correspondence in 1930. Hardy became convinced of Ramanujan's brilliance and was able to secure him both a research scholarship at University of Madras as well as a grant from Cambridge. The following year, Hardy convinced Ramanujan to come study with him at Cambridge. During the subsequent 5-year membership, Ramanujan was awarded a Bachelor of Sciences from Research Cambridge in 1916 and in 1918 became a membership of the Royal Society of England of London. Ramanujan made many momentous contributions to mathematics, especially number theory. Much of his work was done jointly with his benefactor and mentor G.H. Hardy. Together, they began the powerful circle method. The circle method has played a major role in subsequent developments in analytical number theorem. Ramanujan also discovered and proved that 5 always divides p bracket 59 plus 4, 7 always divides p bracket 79 plus 5, and 11 always divides p bracket 119 plus 6. Professor Bruce C. Burnt reveals that a huge portion of his work was left behind in 3 notebooks and a lost notebook. These notebooks contain approximately 4,000 claims, all without proofs. Most of these claims have now been proved and, like his published work, continue to inspire modern-day mathematics. A biography of Ramanujan titled The Man Who Knew Infinity was published in 1991. Years of hard work, a growing sense of isolation, and exposure to the cold, wet English climate soon took their toll on Ramanujan, and in 1917 he contracted tuberculosis. After a brief period of recovery, his health was end, and in 1990 he returned to India. Srinivasa Ramanujan died of his illness on 26 April 1920 at the age of 32, and even on his deathbed had been consumed by math, writing down a group of theorems that he said had come to him in a dream. These and many of his early theorems are so complex that the full scope of Ramanujan's legacy has yet to be completely revealed, and his work remains the focus of much mathematical research. Thank you.
Thank you, Neha. Our next participant is Vishwaraj Singh. Vish, unmute yourself.
विश्वराज अनम्यूट करो बच्चा, अनम्यूट करो।
यस सर हेलो
चलो बच्चा, आप अगर नेट स्लो है तो आप वीडियो अपना ऑफ रख सकते हो बच्चा।
ओके सर, सॉरी सर, वो डिस्कनेक्ट हो गया था।
कोई बात नहीं।
सर मैं कंटिन्यू करता हूँ नीचे से जहाँ मैं रुका था। तो
आप शुरू से बोलो बच्चा, कोई बात नहीं।
ओके सर। Honorable Dean Academic Affairs, Coordinator Mathematics, Honorable Principal and Professor, and my colleagues. Hello, this is Vishwaraj Singh, Semester 5th, Department of Mathematics, Cluster University of Jammu. Today we are here to celebrate 133th National Mathematics Day. Mathematics is the study of numbers, slopes, and patterns. The word comes from Greek word mathema, means science, knowledge, or learning, and is sometimes shortened to maths. The Indian government declared 22 December to be National Mathematics Day. This was announced by Prime Minister Manmohan Singh on 26 February 2012 at Madras University. During the inaugural ceremony of the celebration to mark the 125th anniversary of birth of Indian mathematical genius Srinivasa Ramanujan, who was born on 22 December 1887. He has extraordinary command in the field of mathematics. His contribution in Indian mathematics are unforgettable. Some of them are in the field of analytic theory of numbers, elliptic functions, continued fraction, and infinite series. Unfortunately, he was died at the age of 32, which is the shockiest day for Indian mathematics. India is the country where great mathematicians born. One of them was Aryabhatta, who is the father of Indian mathematics and trigonometry. Aryabhatta was born in 475 CE. Furthermore, his birthplace was not sure, but in the book Aryabhatiya, he mentioned that he was a native of Kashimapura, the modern day Patna. Moreover, he continued his further studies in Kashimpura because of his major astronomical observatory was located there. Aryabhatta was first Indian mathematician and astronomer. He had immense knowledge in the field of mathematics. Aryabhatiya covers several branches of mathematics such as algebra, arithmetic, plane and spherical trigonometry. He formulated a brilliant technique for finding the length of chords and circle with half chords. He also came up with the approximation of pi and determined that pi is irrational and the value is 62832 divides 20,000, which is incredibly 3.1416. He was the first Indian mathematician to give what later came to known as the table of sine, cosine, versine, and the converse sine to 4 decimal spots, which brought forth trigonometry. Aryabhatta has named the initial 10 decimal places and derived the method for extracting square roots, summing arithmetics, and solving indeterminate equation of the type ax minus by is equal to c. Aryabhatta method for solving such problems elaborated by Bhaskar in 621 CE. This method is called Kutuga, which means pulverizing or breaking into small pieces. Aryabhatta worked on place value system and discovered zero for first time, making use of letter to indicate number and pointing out qualities. He stated correctly the number of days in the year to be 365, alongside the 7-day week and about an intercalary month embedded into the year to make the calendar adjust to the seasons. He discovered the position of 9 planets expressed that these likewise rotated around the sun. He was provided the circumference and the measurement of the earth. For his extraordinary works and contribution to the mathematics and astronomy, India's first satellite was named as Aryabhatta. Aryabhatta Research Institute of Observatory Science near Nainital and the Aryabhatta Knowledge University in Patna in India are named after him. In short, without mathematics, life is just barefooted journey. A good understanding of maths in everyday life is essential for making sense of all the numbers and the problem. It is impossible to get through a day without using mathematics in some way, because our world is full of numbers to handle and problems to solve. Thanks, Varti, my professor, to give me a chance in the special occasion to memorize my one of the best mathematician. And again, thanks and wishing all the best. Stay safe and stay healthy. Thank you.
Thank you, student. Now I invite our resource person, Professor Sunil Gupta. He is a famous mathematician, famous teacher. He is also my mentor, who has published many books, but now he is little bit far away from mathematics since he is being elevated at controller of OP. So, but we are fortunate that we have invited him, and he is again with us for his contributory talk. Sir, welcome, sir. So, sir, please start.
Good afternoon to all. Can you hear me?
Sir, थोड़ा tilt करिए अपना laptop थोड़ा सा down.
Yes, of course.
Yes. हाँ, ठीक है sir.
Very good afternoon to all of you. First of all, I extend my thanks to the organizing committee, especially Dr. Bhupinder Singh, who is Dean Academic Affairs, Cluster University of Jammu, and my special thanks to the coordinator of the program, Dr. Narendra Sharma, who has managed this National Mathematics Day with a great success. So I am, as he already told me, that I am the mentor of Dr. Narendra Sharma. So earlier I was a teacher in this higher education department since 1996. But before that, I was associated as a research scholar in the Department of Mathematics, Jammu University since 1989 to till 1996. Then I was appointed as a college lecturer in 96 till now. I'm deputed as a controller of examination J&K BOPE since July 2019. Day before yesterday, Dr. Narendra has requested me to spare a time for this occasion, which is a very well known and a very known phenomenon that at every corner of the India that we are celebrating this National Mathematics Day. So as everybody knows that National Mathematics Day is celebrated. This is the 133rd anniversary of this Ramanujan. So we are celebrating it. So this is just a tribute to that great mathematician who died at a very early stage in the age of 33. So a lot of speakers have spoken about the Ramanujan, but I don't want to indulge much time because I'm awfully busy right now. At extreme to the right of my room, MBBS counseling is going on live, which is through video conferencing simultaneously Jammu and Srinagar. So I have spared just 10 to 15 minutes. So I always love the company of young mathematicians, especially students. I always love to talk to the students of this vicinity. So I have some suggestions for these future mathematicians of this region, that as few of students have chosen mathematics as a career. So I would like to throw some light on mathematics. That mathematics has two branches. One is pure mathematics, another is applied mathematics. All the basic fundas are lying in pure part. And when it comes out, it becomes application part. Although both the parts are very important, especially I being man of pure mathematics, so I appreciate the concepts of pure mathematics, the beauty and power of pure mathematics that can be enjoyed only when you involve yourself in the mathematics. So there are certain good points and certain bad points in pure mathematics. In pure mathematics, you cannot see directly the application part. Everybody says whenever you interact with the students or whenever you interact with the teachers, some teachers of mathematics, they say that what is the utility of studying this pure mathematics? What is the day-to-day life practical application where we are using this pure mathematics? So in that case, I fail to answer that queries sometimes. But when you involve yourself in a higher stage, you will find its application. You will find its beauty. So about mathematics, I know that this is a very complicated mathematics, especially there is a mathematical phobia amongst the students. Why is this mathematical phobia? Because especially for the female students, mathematical phobia is created by ourselves, by teachers itself. Sometimes mathematics is very simple, but being as a mathematics teacher, I am not able to convey that things to the students community. That becomes a complication for the students to understand that mathematics. So what is the role of the teacher in making this mathematics as a simple? So teacher has to involve himself day to day, update himself so that it becomes a very simple part, because he is the mediator between the book and the teacher and the students. He is the only man who can simplify the things from books and communicate to the students. So we are the main responsible. We the teachers are responsible to make this mathematics a complicacy. So I request all the students to get themselves involved, especially nowadays. You can see that due to COVID-19 pandemic, this situation, everybody is away from the classroom teachers. So what everybody is busy in e-classes, e-learning. Teacher is overburdened that he has to deliver his lecture on online. The time is fixed. At 9 a.m. there will be a mathematics class. At 10 a.m. there will be EVS class, and multiple classes are there in day-to-day activities. But what is the role of what is the utility of that lecture? Do you think that this e-learning process is successful? I don't think. This is my personal, some teacher may disagree with my personal opinion. So my personal opinion, being in mathematics, I'm not talking of other classes. In social sciences, in arts, it may, I think it is a good activity for, because in arts or in other social sciences, students, what students require? They require notes. So they will be getting ready-made material in e-learning process. But in mathematics, you need interaction, one-to-one interaction with the students. So that is possible only when you are offline, when you are sitting with when you are conversing with the teachers, when teacher is delivering in a, of course, I'm recommending the classical methods of teaching, that is a classroom teaching. So I already told you that I will apologize if some teachers will disagree with my statement. But being a teacher, being a mathematics teacher, if you have to teach a good mathematics, if you have to learn a good mathematics, there should be a two-way track. This is not a single track. The teacher comes in the class, throw a bomb, and goes out. No, there should be some reactions. There should be some reverse reactions from opposite sides. That is very important. That is very important. So that is possible when you are one-to-one interacting with the students. So this is my personal opinion. And what is the utility of mathematics in daily life? This is a very common question for all the students. So for example, if you are doing this, let me quote an example of a simple graph. What is the student says that, sir, graph is very difficult. Sir, theory of function is very difficult. I'm talking of the lower mathematics. I'm not talking of higher mathematics. What is the utility of studying functions? What is the utility of studying one function, onto function, and other say graphs of a function? Sir, can this will be help to earn our daily livelihoods? I'm failed to say that. Daily life, you start from the morning till going to bed. You will see that whole day mathematics is there. Whole day, right from bed to when you get up, it is already calculated in your mind that at what time I have to leave the bed. So mathematics is there. When you go out for a market, purchase something, mathematics is there. And day to life, you will see that there are multiple examples in daily life. You can see that mathematics is involved. So don't be discouraged. So mathematician, once you have chosen a mathematics as a career, you will never fail in the life. This is my personal experience. I have more than 30 years of teaching experience. So this is my personal experience that if you are a good in mathematics, you can create wonders. If Ramanujan can be from south, why not Ramanujan from this side? Why not Ramanujan from J&K? Why not from Jammu itself? That can be possible if you involve yourself. Not only you, but involvement is also from teachers. There are so many factors. Not only students single-handed can become a good mathematician. No, there are multiple factors. Infrastructure you required, facilities you required, internet facility you required, teachers friendly you required. there are lot of facilities you required. So I request all the students that whenever you do mathematics, do mathematics. Don't say that I'm doing mathematics just to kill the time. Some say that okay, mathematics, okay, time pass, it is a time pass. Oh, और कई बच्चे माइंड में लेके आते हैं, नहीं यार हम ऐसा करते हैं, मैथमेटिक्स हम लेते हैं, मैथमेटिक्स जो है कैलकुलेशन करेंगे उधर मैथमेटिक्स आसान हो जाएगा. नो, whenever you enter in the first year class of 3-year degree course, you will start finding pure mathematics. You will unable to find out application parts. So pure part, concentrate on pure part. For example, if I teach a student of 40 students in a day, do you think that 40 students are getting my lecture? No, I don't know. If out of 40 students, only one student, if I am able to inquire all the queries, explain all the queries of a single student, so my lecture is through. If I write 10 lines in a board, do you think that all the 10 lines will be will be captured by the students? No. There are sometimes, this is my personal experience I would like to share. Sometimes what I will do when I was in early stage of my teaching, so there are certain topics which were very advanced. I have not even read even my students' life, so they were thrown in my curriculum activities. So I went to my class. I know that I was not, I had not good command in that particular lecture. So what I did, I start writing 10 lines on a blackboard. I explain 3-4 lines in detail, but I failed to explain 4-5 remaining lines, which have no confidence with me. So what I did, I skip immediately. I asked student, have you written this thing? Oh, we have written. I rubbed this up so that student cannot. This was my personal experience. In so many cases, you will find teacher आएगा class में लिखेगा 10 लाइनें लिखेगा, 10 की 10 लाइनें मुझे भी नहीं आती. आज की डेट में भी मैं कहता हूँ, अगर मैं 10 लाइनें आपको लिखवा रहा हूँ, I cannot able to explain all the 10 lines. I don't have mastery in 10 lines. Maybe I know 9 lines, maybe I know 8 lines, but in sometimes I fail to explain even 10th line. Because I am not perfect in mathematics. Nobody is perfect in mathematics. ये मत समझो, अहंकार नहीं करना हमें. मुझे मैथमेटिक्स आता है. मैथमेटिक्स जिसने जिस भी सब्जेक्ट में अहंकार किया, I'm sorry, जिसने भी अहंकार किया, वो उसका जो है घमंड नहीं करना आपने. घमंड नहीं. Confidence is very important. Over confidence नहीं करना है आपको. So I already told you that there are 2 branches of mathematics. One is pure and another is applied mathematics. And now, once again, I request all the students, young mathematicians who have chosen this mathematics as a career, so they should involve themselves in mathematics. Whatever queries they have, don't try to cram mathematics. Try to involve yourself in mathematics, involve your teachers, involve your friends. And there are, nowadays you can find so many internet facilities are there. So many internet facilities are there from where you can get your queries. So I don't think that you have already been over-occupied, and I am also occupied. So I don't want to take you another 10 to 15 minutes. So with this, I request all the future mathematician to kindly involve yourself and choose mathematics as a career. Whenever you required any help from me, my mail ID is there, my telephone number is there. You can call me at any time, 24/7. My office is at Bahu Plaza. You can come with mathematical query. I'm there to help you. So with this, I thanks once again organizer. So once again, I say Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your inspiring words for the students. So now I invite respected principal sir, Professor D.K. Rana. He is at present principal at GDC Mender. He is our former head of the department at GGM Science College. He was very popular teacher and a great human being. So, sir, I invite you to say a few words.
Thank you,
Rana, sir,
Narendra.
please.
Dr. Bhupinder Singh, Dean Academic Affairs, Cluster University, Jammu. Dr. Ravinder Tikku, Nodal Principal, GGM Science College, Jammu. Dr. Sunil Gupta, Controller, BOPI. Dr. Narendra, my favorite colleague, head and coordinator of today's program. I feel honored to participate in today's celebrations. Today is National Mathematics Day. Every year, India celebrates National Mathematics Day on 22nd of December to commemorate the birth anniversary of Indian mathematics genius, Srinivasa Ramanujan. Let us all salute the great mathematician. In a very short span of life, he independently discovered nearly 3,900 results. All his claims have been proven correct. His research has opened new areas of work and inspired further research in mathematics, especially in number theory. We all, being students of mathematics, should love mathematics in order to understand various calculations of life in an unmatched way. Mathematics has given us livelihood and a respectable life. We all should be thankful because we had taken up mathematics. Numbers are the basis of life, and that is why maths is something that needs to be mastered for the best. A beautiful quote by Srinivasa Ramanujan: an equation for me has no meaning unless it expresses a thought of God. This shows how great mathematician he was. Happy Mathematics Day to all of you. Lastly, I want to congratulate and compliment all the students and who have spoken on the occasion. I wish you all best in your life and future, prosperous future. Thank you all for giving me some time to listen. Thank you, Narendra ji.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
I wish you all the best.
Thank you, sir.
You are doing a lot of good in mathematics, especially in Cluster University, GGM Science College. Our good wishes are always with you as our colleague, as our younger brother. Thank you
Joe
all.
blessing, sir. Joe blessing, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Now, Sapna, do start your proceedings. Sapna, unmute yourself.
Yes, sir.
Just start your proceeding now.
Okay, next participant is Shrinya from 5th semester.
Shrinya, you unmute
Shrinya, unmute
yourself.
yourself.
Shrinya,
Shrinya.
एक मिनट Shrinya, now you unmute yourself. Yeah.
A very good morning to one and all present over here. As we all have gathered here to celebrate National Mathematics Day, I, Shranya Badin from School of Sciences from semester 5th, would like to put forward my views on the life and contributions of the great mathematician of India, that is Srinivasa Ramanujan. Srinivasa Ramanujan was born on December 22nd, 1887 in the town of Erode in Tamil Nadu in southeast of India. His father was K. Srinivasan Iyengar, an accountant clerk for a clothing merchant. His mother was Komalatam, who earned a small amount of money each month as a singer at the local temple. His father, actually, his family were Brahmins, the Hindu caste of priests and scholars. His mother ensured the boy was in tune with Brahmin traditions and culture, although his family were high caste, but they were really very poor. Ramanujan's parents moved around a lot and he attended a variety of different elementary schools as well. At the age of 10, Ramanujan was a top student in his entire district and he started schooling at the Kumbakonam Town High School. Looking at the mathematics books in his school's library, he quickly found his vocation. By the age of 12, he had begun serious self study of mathematics, working through cubic equations and arithmetic and geometric series. He also invented his own method of solving quadratic equation. Can you imagine that? As Ramanujan's mathematical knowledge developed, his main source of inspiration was expertise became synopsis of elementary results in pure mathematics by George S. Carl. This book presented a very large number of mathematical results, over 4,000 theorems, but generally showed little working, cramming into pages as many results as possible. With little other guidance, Ramanujan came to believe this way how mathematics was done. So he himself learned to show little working. Also, he could afford only a small amount of paper, doing most of his work on slate with chalk, transferring a minimal amount of his working and his results to paper. His memory for mathematical formulas and constants seems to have been boundless. He amazed classmates with his ability to recite the values of irrational numbers like pi, e, and under root 2 to as many decimal places as they asked for. In 1904, Ramanujan left high school. His future looked promising. He had won the school's mathematics prizes and, more importantly, a scholarship allowing him to study at the Government Arts College in the town of Kumbakonam itself. And but obsessed with mathematics, Ramanujan failed his non-mathematical exams and lost his scholarship eventually. In 1905, he traveled to Madras and enrolled at Payachappa's college, but uh, but again he failed his non-mathematical exams. At the very beginning of 1907, at the age of 19, with minimal funds and a stomach all too often groaning with hunger, Ramanujan continued on the path he had chosen, that is, total devotion to mathematics. The mathematics he was doing was highly original and very, very advanced. Even though he had very little formal mathematical language, he was able to discover new theorems. He also independently discovered results originally discovered by some of the greatest mathematicians in history, such as Carl Friedrich Gauss and Leonhard Euler. Ill health was Ramanujan's constant companion, as it would for much of his short life. By 1910, he realized he must find work to stay alive. In the city of Madras, he found some students who needed mathematics tutoring, and he also walked around the city offering to accounting work for businesses. And then a piece of luck came his way. He tried to find work at the government revenue department, and there he met an official whose name was Ramaswamy Iyer. Ramaswamy did not have Ramanujan did not have a resume to show Ramaswamy Iyer. All he had were notebooks, the results of mathematical work. Ramanujan's good fortune was that Ramaswamy Iyer was a mathematician himself. He had only recently founded the Indian Mathematical Society, and his jaw dropped when he saw Ramanujan's work. And you know what were his exact words for him? I would like to quote. He said, I was struck by the extraordinary mathematical results contained in it, and I had no mind to smother his genius by an appointment in the lowest rungs of the revenue department. Such great words. Ramaswamy Iyer contacted the secretary of Indian Mathematical Society, R. Ramachandra Rao, suggesting he would provide some financial support for Ramanujan. At first, Rao resisted the idea, believing Ramanujan was simply copying the work of earlier great mathematicians. Then, a meeting with Ramanujan, however, convinced Rao that he was dealing with a genuine mathematical genius. He agreed to provide some support for Ramanujan, and Ramaswamy Iyer began publishing Ramanujan's work in the Journal of the Indian Mathematical Society. His work, however, was hard to understand. The style he had adopted as a schoolboy after digesting George S. Carr's book contributed to the problem. His mathematics often left too few clues to allow anyone who wasn't also a mathematical genius to see how he obtained his results. In March 1912, his financial position improved when he got a job as an accounting clerk with the Madras Port Trust. There, he was encouraged to do mathematics at work after finishing his daily task by Port's chief accountant, S. Narayana Iyer, who was treasurer of the Indian Mathematical Society. And Ramanujan and his supporters contacted a number of British professors, but only one was receptive, an eminent pure mathematician at the University of Cambridge, Godfrey Harold Hardy, known as G.H. Hardy, who received letter from Ramanujan in January 1913, by the time Ramanujan had reached the age of 25. Professor Hardy puzzled over the 9 pages of mathematical notes Ramanujan had sent. They seemed rather incredible. Could it be one of his colleagues was playing a trick on him? Nah. Hardy reviewed the papers with J. Littlewood, another eminent Cambridge mathematician of 20th century, telling Littlewood they had been written by either a crank or a genius, but he wasn't quite sure which. And in 1914, Ramanujan arrived in Cambridge for 3 months before the outbreak of World War I. Within days, he had begun work with Hardy and Littlewood. 2 years later, he was awarded the equivalent of a PhD for his work, a mere formality. Ramanujan had very little formal training in mathematics, and indeed, larger areas of mathematics were unknown to him and in which he enjoyed working. His output of his new results was phenomenal. Ramanujan was said that the Hindu goddess Namagiri, who had appeared in his dreams, mm, uh, in his mother's dream, telling her to allow him to go to Cambridge, had appeared in one of his own dreams. And I would like to quote his word. He said, "While asleep, I had an unusual experience. There was a red screen formed in the flowing blood, as it were. I was observing it. Suddenly, a hand began to write on the screen. I became all attention. That hand wrote a number of elliptical integrals. They stuck to my mind. As soon as I woke up, I committed to writing them." See, genius have their own dreams. Huh? It, it is possible that Ramanujan's brain was wired differently from most mathematicians. He seems to have had a personal window through which some problems in number theory appeared with a clarity denied to most people in the field. Results they fought for through days of arduous thought seemed obvious to Ramanujan. And given that David Gilbert, regarded by many of as the greatest mathematician of the early 20th century, and Hardy and Littlewood were immensely influential mathematicians, it is fascinating to see how exceptional Hardy thought Ramanujan's raw mathematical ability was. In 1918, he became the first Indian mathematician to be elected as a fellow of the British Royal Society. His theta function lies at the heart of the string theory in physics. uh, However, in 1917, he was diagnosed with tuberculosis, and very unfortunately, we all lost him in 1920. But his contributions to the field of mathematics will forever be remembered and honored. With this, I would like to conclude. Thank you so much for giving me a chance to speak and put forward my views. Have a really great day and a really great year ahead. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Shreenya. The next participant is Ayush Rana from 5th semester.
Ayush, unmute karo.
Good morning to
Students, remember one thing, you have only 5 minutes, so time limit, please look into that also.
Good morning to all
Continue, Bacha.
staff members of Cluster University. My name is Ayush Rana, and I'm from Sem 5th of Mathematics Department. Today I'm going to deliver a speech on the contribution of great Indian mathematician Ramanujan. So here I begin. Ramanujan was born to a poor family on December 22nd, 1887 at Erode in Tamil Nadu. His father was employed as a clerk in clothes merchant shop. However, His mother had a sharp intellect and was known for making astrological predictions. Not much is known about his early life and schooling, except that he was a solitary child by nature. It is believed that he was born as a result of ardent praise to the goddess Namgiri. Later, Ramanujan attributed his mathematical power to the goddess of wisdom and creation. For him, nothing was useful unless it expressed the essence of spirituality. Ramanujan found mathematics as a profound manifestation of the reality. He was such a great mathematician and genius as transcends all the thoughts and imagination. He was an expert in the interpretation of dreams and astrology. These qualities he had inherited from his mother. His interest and devotion to mathematics was to the point of obsession. He ignored everything and would play with numbers day and night, on his slate and in his mind. One day, he came to possess G.S. Carr's synopsis of pure mathematics, which contained over 6,000 formulae in algebra, trigonometry, and calculus, but contained no proofs. Ramanujan made it his constant companion and improved it further on his own. His obsession and preoccupation with the mathematics did not allow him to pass his intermediate examination, in spite of 3 attempts. He could not get even the minimum passing marks in other subjects. Ramanujan was married to a 9-year-old girl named Lauki, and it added more to his family responsibilities. With the recommendation of collector of Nellore, who was very much impressed by his mathematical genius, Ramanujan found a clerk's job at Madras Fort Trust. In 1913, he came across an article written by Professor Hardy. Ramanujan stayed at Cambridge for 4 years, and during this period, he produced many papers of great mathematical significance in collaboration with his mentor, Professor Hardy. His phenomenal and exceptional genius was recognized all over the academic world. He was elected Fellow of the Royal Society London in 1918. He was then 30 years of age. His mastery of certain areas of mathematics was really unbelievable. But soon his hard work began to affect his health and he fell seriously ill. In April 1917, Ramanujan had contracted tuberculosis. It was then when it was decided to send him back to India for some time. He reached India on 27th of March 1919 at the age of 32 years. His death in 1919, he took his last breath, and his death shocked Professor Hardy and many others beyond words. Although Ramanujan lived just for 32 years, but during this short span of time, he produced such theorems and formulae, which even today remain unfathomable in the present age of supercomputers. He left behind him 4,000 formulae and theorems. Moreover, I would like to add that Ramanujan will be remembered like Euler and Jacobi for his contribution in the field of mathematics. Thank you.
Thank you, Ayush. Next participant is Ajinka Sharma.
Ajinka, unmute yourself.
Hello.
Yeah, Ajinka, speak.
Without mathematics, there's nothing you can do. Everything around you is mathematics. Everything around you is maths. A very good afternoon to all of you. I, Ajinka Sharma of TGM Science College of Semester 1, wants to share my views on one of the greatest mathematicians of India, Shrimati Shakuntala Devi, who was famously known as Human Calculator. She was born at Bengaluru on 4th of November 1929. She belongs to a Karnar Brahmin family. Her father, C.V. Sundar Raja Rao, worked as trapeze artist, lion tamer, and a magician. He discovered his daughter's ability to memorize numbers while teaching her card trick when she was about 3 years old. Her father left circus and took her on road shows that displayed her ability at calculations. She was not only a mathematician, but also an astrologer and a writer. She wrote so many books like The Joy of Numbers, Puzzles to Puzzle You, Astrology for You, Books of Number, etc. She also wrote so many novels as well as texts about mathematics, puzzles, and astrology. She also inspires us by her quotes. I would like to quote what she said. Education is not just about going to school and getting a degree, it's about widening your knowledge and observing truth about life. In 1944, she moved to London with her father. Devi traveled to several countries around the world demonstrating her arithmetic talents. She was on tour of Europe throughout 1950 and was in New City in 1976. In 1977, at Southern Majestic University, she gave 23rd root of 201 digits in just 50 seconds. She developed the concept of mind dynamics. In 1988, she traveled to US to have her abilities studied by Arthur Johnson, a professor of educational philosophy at California. She was excellent in finding square roots, long multiplications, higher roots, and calendar calculations. She once said, "Nobody challenges me, I challenge myself." She demonstrated her arithmetic abilities at University of Mysore without any formal education. What can I say about this lady? The more I say, the less it is. She holds Guinness World Record for fastest human competition on June 18, 1980 at Imperial College, London, for successfully multiplying two randomly selected 13-digit numbers. She was also invited to BBC show. She died on 21st April 2003 because of cardiac respiratory problems. On 4 November 2013, Devi honored with Google Doodle on her 84th birthday. A film on her titled Shakuntala Devi was announced in May 2019. She also said, "Numbers have life. They are not just symbols on paper." She is such a superwoman. We have to learn things from her. Thank you so much for giving me a chance to speak. Stay safe, stay healthy.
Thank you, Anjinka. Okay, next participant is Nikita Sial from first semester Cluster University of Jammu. Nikita Sial.
Nitika Sial, unmute करो बच्चा. You unmute yourself. Yeah, good.
Hello.
हाँ बच्चा, you are audible. Speak.
Okay. Respected Dean Principal, Coordinator, former Coordinator, professors, teachers, dear seniors, and my fellow friends. Good noon to one and all present here. First of all, I'd like to wish you all a very happy National Mathematics Day. Well, 22nd December is celebrated every year as National Mathematics Day. Why 22nd December? To celebrate the birth anniversary of mathematical genius Srinivasa Ramanujan. Myself, Nikita Sial, a student of BSc Maths Honours, first semester from School of Sciences under Cluster University. Today, I'm here to speak about a genius mathematician, Sujatha Ramdorai. Before I move on to my topic, what is mathematics? Well, the word mathematics is derived from the Greek word mathema, which means to learn. What's our life without maths? Just like a sharpener without blade. Mathematics is everywhere, be it a very small thing or be it big things like IIT. Have you guys ever thought where would we have been without maths? I have thought about it many a times, and this question always leaves me speechless. For whenever I think about our life without maths, I don't see anything but darkness. Science is incomplete without maths. Math plays an important role in physics, chemistry, and even biology. That's the importance of mathematics. Anyways, let's just talk about one such personality who gave forward awesome ideas in the field of maths and put forward the importance of mathematics in our day-to-day life. Sujatha Ramdorai was born in 1962 in Bengaluru. She is an algebraic number theorist known for her work on Ivasana theory. She is a professor of mathematics and Canada Research Chair at University of British Columbia, Canada. She was previously a professor at Tata Institute of Fundamental Research. She completed her BSc in 1982 at St. Joseph's College, Bangalore, and then did her MSc through correspondence from Annamalai University in 1985. After that, she went for PhD at Tata Institute of Fundamental Research and was awarded her PhD under supervision of Raman Parimala in 1992. Her dissertation was with groups of real surfaces and real geometry. She has worked in the areas of algebraic theory of quadratic forms, arithmetic geometry of elliptic curves, the study of motives, and non-cumulative Ivasana theory. Her initial work was on algebraic theory of quadratic forms. She then went on to work on the arithmetic of algebraic varieties. Ramdurai became the first and only Indian to win the prestigious ICTP Ramanujan Prize in 2006. She is also the winner of Shanti Swarup Bhatnagar Award in 2004. Ramdurai is also the recipient of the 2020 Krieger Nelson Prize for her exceptional contributions to mathematical research. It feels good to hear about their achievements, doesn't it? Why just them? We can also be famous by our hard work. For it is always rightly said, hard work always pays off. Let's just decide today to work hard and make our parents, teachers, and nation proud. Wish you all a very happy National Mathematics Day once again. Thank you so much. Stay safe, stay healthy.
Thank you, Nikita. Our next participant is Tejasvi from first semester. Tejasvi. Tejasvi.
Tejasvi, unmute yourself.
Yes, ma'am.
Yep. Carry on.
A very good afternoon to one and all present here. Myself, Tejasvi, student of first semester of School of Sciences, Cluster University of Jammu. Firstly, I wish you all happy birth anniversary of Srinivasa Iyengar Ramanujan and National Mathematics Day. Maths gives us hope that every problem has a solution, isn't it? See, if you observe in maths that every question, every problem has its own answer or solution. So, whenever you face difficulties or problems in your life, just think about maths, because it says that there is a solution for your problem also. Srinivas Ramanujan, an Indian mathematician who changed the future of maths. Our former Prime Minister of India, Dr. Manmohan Singh, announced 22nd December as National Mathematics Day to commemorate contributions of Ramanujan ji in the field of maths. Ramanujan had never been formally trained in the subject, but he was gifted maths by birth. He could quickly solve the toughest questions of maths within few minutes. He mastered a book on advanced trigonometry written by S.L. Loni by the age of 13. An equation for me has no meaning unless it expresses a thought of God. A very interesting quote by Srinivas Iyengar Ramanujan. In a class, the teacher was explaining with examples that if any number is divided by the same number, the quotient will be 1. For example, if 3 oranges are equally divided among 3 persons, each person will get 1 orange. Ramanujan is said to have surprised everyone by asking, "Sir, if no orange is distributed to no student, will each student still get an orange?" Ramanujan has been quoted to have said, 0 divided by 0 may be anything. 1729 is a very famous Ramanujan number. It is the smallest number which can be expressed as the sum of 2 cubes in 2 different ways. Friends, mathematics is such a subject that somebody understands it. For them, it becomes most easiest subject, and it becomes their such a favorite subject that each and every time only maths, and maths. On the other hand, there are some people, for them, maths just goes out over the top of their head. If it is happening with you, don't let it go. Drag it back and put it in your mind, because without maths, we are just incomplete. We are surrounded with maths in one way or another. I would like to describe it with an example. How many times in a day you all see your watches? Of course, the answers will be many times in a day. Can you do shopping without maths? Of course not, because for counting notes, you need maths. Even the uneducated people know how to see time in clock and watches. They can't count the numbers on their fingers, but they know how to count money. Isn't it? So, my final conclusion is that maths is the universal language that we should definitely know. On my final note, I pay my heartiest tribute to the maths teacher Ramanujanji, whose contributions are really inspiring for us. At last, I would like to say that keep learning maths because where there is a will, there is a way. Thank you very much.
Very good.
Thank you, Tejasvi.
Thank you, ma'am.
Next participant is Kritik Verma from first semester. Kritik Verma.
Sorry, Sapna, but Kritik
Kritik.
Kriti Verma. Kriti, unmute yourself.
Kritik.
Yeah.
Afternoon,
Yeah.
sir and madam,
Good afternoon.
and all my dear friends. Today, I, Kritik Verma, student of Integrated Math Honors, going to deliver a speech on Indian legends in mathematics, like Satyendra Nath Bose, on behalf of School of Science, on the beautiful occasion of Mathematics Day, which is celebrated every year on the birth anniversary of Srinivasa Ramanujan. Mathematics is not about numbers, equations, computations, or algorithms. It is about understanding. Satyendra Nath Bose. Physicist Satyendra Nath Bose was born in Calcutta, West Bengal, India, on January 1, 1894, the eldest and only male of 7 children. Bose was a brainiac early on. He passed the entrance exam to the Hindu school, one of India's oldest schools, with flying colors and stood fifth in the order of merit. From there, Bose attended Presidency College, where he took an intermediate science course and studied with the renowned scientists Jagdish Chandra Bose and Praful Chandra Rai. Bose received a Bachelor of Science in Mixed Mathematics in 1913 from Presidency College and a Master of Science in the same subject in 1915 from Calcutta University. He received such high scores on the exams for each degree that not only was he in first standing, but for the latter, he even created a new record in the annals of the University of Calcutta, which has got to be surpassed. Fellow student Meghnad Saha, who would later work with Bose, came in second standing. Between his 2 degrees, Bose married Usha Devi at age 20. After completing his master's degree, Bose became a research scholar at the University of Calcutta in 1916 and began his studies on the theory of relativity. He also set up new departments and laboratories there to teach undergraduate and graduate courses. Known for his collaboration with Albert Einstein, Satyendra Nath Bose established modern theoretical physics in India. Bose made significant advances in statistical mechanics and quantum statistics. The description of all forces by single field theory, X-ray diffraction, and the interaction of electromagnetic waves with the ionosphere. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Kritik. Next one is Divya Surmal.
Divya.
Divya.
So Divya, unmute yourself.
The essence of mathematics is not to make simple things complicated, but to make complicated things simple. Good afternoon, everyone. Myself, Divya Surmal, student of School of Sciences, first semester, Cluster University, Jammu. I wish you a happy National Mathematics Day. So, 22nd December is celebrated every year as National Mathematics Day to honor the birthday of one of the greatest mathematicians of Indian history, Srinivasa Ramanujan. So today I'm going to speak about another great mathematician, Bhaskara II. He was also known as Bhaskara or Bhaskaracharya. He was 12th century Indian mathematician and also a renowned astronomer and who accurately defined many astronomical quantities, including the length of sidereal year. A brilliant mathematician, he made significant discovery of principles of differential calculus and its applications to astronomical problems and computations. These discoveries predates Newton and Leibniz by over half a millennium. It is believed that Bhaskara II was first to conceive differential coefficient and differential calculus. Coming to his personal life, he was born in a Deshastha Brahmin family in Bijaragi of modern Karnataka. His father was a mathematician and astronomer. The son of a mathematician and astronomer, he was his father gave him the knowledge of these subjects. Following in his father's footsteps, he too became a renowned mathematician and astronomer. He was also considered as the linear successor of the noted Indian mathematician Brahmagupta as head of Cosmic Observatory at Ujjain. Bhaskara II wrote the first work with the number system and also wrote extensively on other mathematical techniques and on his astronomical observations of planetary positions, conjunctions, eclipses, cosmography. In addition, he also filled many of the gaps in his predecessor Brahmagupta's work. In recognition of his invaluable contributions to mathematics and astronomy, he has been called the greatest mathematician of medieval India. He made many significant contributions to mathematics throughout his career. He is credited to have given proof of Pythagorean theorem by calculating the same area in two different ways and then cancelling out terms to get a square plus b square equals to c square. His work on calculus was groundbreaking and much ahead of his times. He not only discovered the principles of differential calculus and its applications to astronomical problems, but also determined the solution of linear and quadratic indeterminate equations, Kuttaka. His main work was Siddhanta Shiromani, which he completed in year 1150 when he was 36 years old. It consists of 1450 verses and was written in Sanskrit language. It was divided into 4 parts: the Leelavati, the Bijaganita, the Grahaganita, and the Goladhyaya, which are also sometimes considered 4 independent works. The different section deals with different mathematical and astronomical fields. The first part, Leelavati, was named after his daughter. It consists of 13 chapters, mainly definitions, arithmetical terms, interest computations, arithmetical and geometrical progressions, plane geometry, and solid geometry, among others. It also has a number of methods of computing numbers such as multiplication, squares, and progressions. His work Bijaganita, in short algebra, was equation and Diophantine equations. He also filled many of the gaps in his predecessor Brahmagupta's work. The section Ganitadhyaya and Goladhyaya of Siddhanta Shiromani are devoted to astronomy. He used an astronomical model developed by Brahmagupta to accurately define many astronomical quantities, including the length of sidereal year. These sections cover topics such as mean longitudes of the planets, true longitudes of planets, solar and lunar eclipses. Bhaskara II was especially well known for his in-depth knowledge of trigonometry. Discoveries first found in his works include computation of sines of angles of 18 and 36 degrees. He is credited to have discovered spherical trigonometry, a branch of spherical geometry, which is of great importance for calculation in astronomy, geodesy, and navigation. Bhaskara II was married with children. He passed his mathematical knowledge to his son Lok Samudra, and years later, Lok Samudra's son helped to set up a school in 1207 for the study of Bhaskara's writing. It is believed that he died around 1185. With this, I want to conclude. Thank you. Have a great day.
बहुत अच्छा बच्चे, बहुत अच्छा.
Okay, our last participant is Agranya.
Agranya, unmute yourself.
A very warm welcome to everyone. I'm Agranya, student of BSc Maths Honours, GGM Science College. As you all know, today is National Mathematics Day. The Indian government declared 22 December to be National Mathematics Day. This was announced by Prime Minister Manmohan Singh on 26 February 2012 at Madras University. During the ceremony of the celebrations to mark the 125th anniversary of the birth of the Indian mathematical genius Srinivasa Ramanujan. Ramanujan made substantial contributions to the analytical theory of numbers and worked on elliptic functions, continued fractions, and infinite 1900. He began to work on his own on mathematics, swimming geometric and arithmetic series. He worked on divergent series. He gave a meaning to Euler's second integral for all values of n. Goldbach's conjecture is one of the important illustrations of Ramanujan's contribution. Partition of whole numbers is another similar problem that captured Ramanujan's attention. Ramanujan studied the highly composite numbers, Fermat theorem, Euler's constant, etc. Now, I would like to throw some light on Aryabhatta. Aryabhatta is a great astronomer of the classical age of India. He was born in Kerala, South India in 476 AD. Aryabhatta studied at the University of Nalanda. In Ganita, Aryabhatta names the first 10 decimal places and gives algorithms for obtaining square and cube roots using the decimal number system. Then he treats geometric measurements for pi and develops properties of similar right-angle triangles and of two intersecting circles. Using the Pythagoras theorem, he obtained one of the two methods for constructing his table of sines. He also realized that second-order sign difference is proportional to sign. Mathematical series, quadratic equations, compound interest proportions, and the solution of various linear equations are among the arithmetic and algebraic topics included. Aryabhatta's general solution for linear indeterminate equations consisted of breaking the problem down into new problems with successively smaller coefficients. Aryabhatta ends with spherical astronomy Gola, where he applied plane trigonometry to spherical geometry by projecting points and lines on the surface of a sphere onto appropriate planes. Thank you.
Thank you, Bacha. Sapna?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I think it is it was the last candidate.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, students. So it was the last candidate. Now, the main purpose of organizing these programs, what is the purpose? The purpose of organizing these programs is that you understand, you listen about who were the mathematicians of Indian origin, what were their contributions, how they become a great mathematicians. So it is this day celebrated just to encourage the students, for the development of mathematics in India. So on this day, since most of the students here in this are from the School of Sciences, Cluster University Jammu, you have opted for BSc Honors and MSc Integrated courses. And it means you are doing a specialization in mathematics, where you have to read all the papers about mathematics, and you have to read many papers as compared to your graduate students. I've already conveyed you in honors or in first 3 years, you have to study at least 20 papers in mathematics. But at the same time, in college graduation, they have to study only 6 papers of mathematics. So if you take keen interest, you try to understand the mathematics, cramming is not successful in mathematics. Okay. If you have any doubts, consult your teacher again and again. Don't feel anything that don't hesitate. Teachers may behave like a rude. If they behave rude, you again ask them, because you are asking your queries for your future. So don't hesitate for any queries. Try to understand the mathematics. If you understand the mathematics is very beautiful, very good, and it will be as your tips. Okay, so the main motive of organizing such programs to give a motivation to our students so that they decide or they pledge that they will work hard to become a good mathematician, and they will come in our place after few years. They can become professor and then scientist and good researcher in mathematics. So the only one formula is available for a good mathematician, that try to understand everything, do practice, don't cram the things, try to understand the things, each and everything you must be able to understand. Only then you can be a good mathematician in future. Okay, now I invite any other students who want to speak on this occasion. He can raise his hands for your comments. Students, out of students, just raise your hands. In the comment box, you can see there, your hand raise option is here. Yeah, Agranya. Yeah, unmute yourself, Agranya. Agranya, unmute yourself. Agranya, unmute yourself. WhatsApp कर दे मुझे. Agranya, unmute yourself. बच्चा आवाज आ रही है तो unmute करो. You have raised your hand. I think she is not listening. Anybody else? Anybody else? Anybody else who want to speak? So I invite, I think, you people. Agranya, I asked you, but I think you are not listening. So, okay, this is Divya Surmal. Divya Surmal, unmute yourself.
Yes, sir.
हाँ, हमारा प्रोग्राम खत्म हो चुका है. Now, being a
Yes, sir.
family, we are discussing.
Yes, sir.
In your talk, at a time you were little confused. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
है ना? First time ऐसा होता है. But you keep on trying. Next time, don't hesitate. कि मुझे थोड़ा confusion, थोड़ा सा परेशानी हुआ बोलते में. Next time I will not participate. No. If you participate 2-3 times, this hesitation will go out, and you'll be a good speaker then. ठीक है?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So, and our students are our strength. We organize this program only because of our students. Otherwise, we are nothing without students. Arun, unmute yourself. You want to ask something? Arun?
Yes, sir. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Sir, I have nothing much to say, but I think I must mention this. We all are remembering great mathematicians and their contributions in our event. But I think it is important to appreciate the effort of all of you to organize such an online event. Well, there is a lot of barriers due to pandemic, but still you managed to organize an online event is really appreciable. That is all I have to say.
Thank you, Bata. It is our job. We always think that our students must do good. I want to convey one more thing that, and this is not official, for senior students, we have already made a WhatsApp group, and the name of that group is Net JRF Counseling. In that group, the students who want to clear NET in higher classes, you are still new people, I think first semester, senior students just who are going to MSc. So we try every effort that our students becomes good in mathematics, because it is a challenge for us. And if you become a good mathematician, then I think we will be very happy. And all your teachers are working hard for the students. And in mathematics, if you have one thing, I again tell all of you that don't cram mathematics. If you cram mathematics, you can't be a mathematician. Try to solve it on the books, notebooks. In case of any doubt, try to clear your doubt. I have asked every teacher that we must have a doubt clearing session. So you can ask, many students ask questions many times. Okay. So work hard, because doing mathematics is not an easy job. It is very hard working job. And if you are hard working, you can be a good mathematician. There is no doubt that. Thank you, Arun. Thank you, Bacha. Anybody else who want to say something? Yeah, Swati Chopra, unmute yourself. Swati?
Hello. Excuse me, sir. What about the poster making results?
You have got a call, I think.
Yes, sir. That is why I was waiting for it.
Yeah, we are making a result is underway. We have to announce the result of poster competition and conference within a minute. Okay.
All right, sir. All right, sir.
So
Thank you.
you will get a good news within a minute.
All right,
Okay.
sir. Thank you.
Okay. Anybody else who want to ask any question or query or any remark, any limitation of the program which we should address in our next program? Limitation was one thing that I had, this is paid version, but unfortunately we can't add more than 100 students. In the previous link, 100 students joined, but our students were not there. So due to that, we had to create a new link, because we had a limitation. We had a limitation of 100 students. So that's why we didn't allow every person. So I think we will try to address next time. We will go for live streaming so that all can participate. Okay. Now, Sapna?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So I think results are ready.
Yes, sir.
In conference, we have to announce 4 position, first three for the first, second, third, and 2 consolation. Again 5 you can have here. Okay. First 2, 3, and first, second, third, and 2 consolation prizes. Okay.
Okay, sir.
So is result ready?
So 2 minutes.
So who's going to announce the result, Sapna? I think Khalid is here. Professor Khalid? No, I think he's not here. Actually, today is counting of votes for DDC election, due to which network problem is there. So many students are not able to join because of slow network. So, Sapna?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, ready?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Ready.
Who's going to announce the results?
So I will do it.
Okay. Now, Professor Sapna will announce the results. Sapna?
Okay,
Now
in
you
poster
start
making.
your proceeding. Yeah.
In poster making, the consolation prize goes to Ritika Verma, School of Sciences, Cluster University of Jammu. The second consolation prize in poster making goes to Gaurav Singh Chip from GGM Science College, Jammu. And the third winner of the poster making is Tanishka Rometra, Government College of Women, Gandhinagar. Tanishka Rometra.
Okay.
Second prize goes to Swati Chopra, Government College for Women, Gandhinagar.
Great.
And the winner of the poster making is Nikita Seal from School of Sciences, Cluster University of Jammu.
Now student conference.
And in student conference, the consolation prize goes to Agranya from first semester, School of Sciences, Cluster University of Jammu. Second consolation prize goes to Akanksha Gupta, third semester, School of Sciences, Cluster University of Jammu. And the third prize goes to Hita and Shrinya. Hita Gupta, third semester, and Shrinya from fifth semester.
Okay, they are sharing.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Second prize goes to Vishwaraj Singh from fifth semester, Cluster University of Jammu.
Okay.
And the winner of the conference, student conference, is Ajinka. She is a student of first semester from Gandhinagar. I don't know, Government College of Gandhinagar.
She's a student of Gandhinagar.
I think so, sir.
Ajinka is here. Just a minute. I see there.
I think she is from Science College, Government Science College, GGM Science
She is from
College. Jammu.
Government Science College.
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay. Ajinka is here. Ajinka, unmute yourself. Ajinka, unmute.
Yes, sir.
From which institute you are?
Sir, Science College.
Which class?
First semester.
Wow, great. Our first semester students are more energetic. Congrats, bacha. So congrats to all the winners. But one thing I must tell you, getting a prize is not all the things. Participation matters a lot. So I congratulate all the students who have participated in students conference, and I congratulate all the students who have participated in poster competition, because they have participated in the competition, and participation in the competition is more important than getting the prizes. So we wish you all the best for your future also. Okay, now Sapna.
Yes, sir.
Now who is doing for vote of thanks?
Sunil, sir.
Okay, Sunil sir is here in the meeting. Where is Sunil?
Sir, please unmute Sunil, sir.
Okay. Sunil, his name is Sunil Sharma here, na?
Sharma, yes.
Sunil. Sunil, unmute yourself. Yeah.
Good afternoon to all of you. It's my privilege to have been asked to propose a vote of thanks on this occasion. I, on the behalf of entire fraternity of Department of Mathematics, Cluster University of Jammu, together thanks Honorable Chief Guest Professor Bhupinder Singh, Dean Academic Affairs, Cluster University of Jammu, for gracing our function and sharing with us your findings and opinions today. I wish to express my gratitude to Dr. Sunil Gupta, Controller, Board of Professional Entrance Examination and former Head, Department of Mathematics, GGM Science College, Jammu, who accepted our invitation and spared his precious time to encourage us with his motivating speech. I take this opportunity to extend our most sincere thanks to Professor Dalip Rana, Principal, Government Degree College Mender, and former Head Department of Mathematics, GGM Science College, Jammu, for accepting our invitation and spared his precious time to give us motivational speech. Ladies and gentlemen, an event of this dimension cannot happen overnight. It requires planning and a bird's eye for details. We have been fortunate enough to be backed by our Dean Sciences, Dr. Sanjay Verma, for helping us out whenever and wherever possible. I thank the jury members of Student Conference, Dr. Ashok Kumar from Government Degree College, Udhampur, Dr. Gaurav Kumar, Government Degree College, Paloda, Dr. Pankaj Mansotra, Dr. Shahur Khan, Divya Narayana from GGM Science College, Jammu, for accepting the invitation to be jury member. I also thank all the faculty members from different colleges to join us in the celebration of attended the conferences. In the last but not least, I thank everybody who is directly or indirectly associated in the arrangement of this program. Once again, thanks to one and all.
So thank you, students, for making this conference a group success. So now we are going for the end of the meeting. So thank you one and all. Thank you, students.